Hi, it's Miss Shelley, and I'm going to give you a bedtime story for today. Today's bedtime story, the title is Crossing the Red Sea. The Hebrews were terrified. They had traveled across the desert, but because of the Red Sea, they couldn't go any further. Pharaoh had changed his mind and sent an army after them. Why did you bring us all this way just to be killed or dragged back into slavery? They cried out to Moses. But Moses had faith in God. God would take care of us. And confident, he said, and he will crush our enemies. God told Moses to raise his staff and stretch out his hand over the sea that divided the waters. Moses stood before the sea and raised his hand with all his might. And that night the Lord drove the sea back with a strong wind. The waters were divided, and the Israelites went through the sea on dry land with the walls of water on their left and on their right. The Egyptians were hard on the heels of the Hebrews and swiftly followed them through the sea, the pathway that they were walking. But God struck them with confusion so that the wheels of the chariots fell off and everything was chaos. Then God closed the waters together and Egyptians were all swept under the sea. All of that mighty army, there was no survivors, but not one single horse, not one single soldier. The people of Israel, safe on the other side of the shore of the Red Sea, were filled with gratitude and relief, and they sang songs and danced for joy, for they knew that their God was both mighty and merciful and strong, and they praised him greatly. Crossing the Red Sea. So the Israelites were able to go through the waters that God divided to get to the other side. And Pharaoh's armies didn't make it. There was not a one that survived. So God took care of the Israelites' enemies. And they praised God for what he did. That's today's lesson. Make sure you say your prayers before going to bed. Tell everybody good night in the house. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.